Trish and Matt here. We are going to be hitting on a little fact or fiction today on today's podcast.
These better be interesting.
Yeah, I really like a fact or fiction because it really lets Matt, me ask Matt questions as
these are all me?
Yeah, you're the fitness. His title is VP of Fitness. So let's put you, the expert, to the test.
Okay.
I'm probably going to chime in from a member perspective, but I'll be asking you the questions.
Okay.
And then you let me know if they're fact or fiction and why.
There's a lot of crazy there's a lot of crazy things out there, so
a lot.
We got to set the record straight, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. All right, first
Number one. Yeah, let's go. What do we got?
So, fact or fiction? Most people that say they are following the 80-20 rule are actually following it.
I would probably say fiction. If anyone doesn't know what the 80-20 rule is, that is you're sticking to your healthy food lifestyle 80% of the time. 20% of the time you are consuming things you usually don't consume. So you're going out to dinner, you're having
some Prosecco.
Prosecco, right? You're drinking alcohol. I think this ties to the fact that when people track their calories, or they think they're tracking their calories, and then they weigh themselves like every 2 weeks or every 3, they're wondering why the weight hasn't fluctuated either up or down depending on what their goals are.
Yep.
And it's probably because you're not tracking the correct amount of calories you're actually eating.
Yep.
So for someone to follow the 80-20 rule, like 100% of that time, I don't think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Because again, it's 7 days in a week, what's 80% of 7?
I mean,
how many days is that? Let me do some math real quick.
And I think that's also
so that means out of 7 days, out of a week, you are adhering to what you should be doing 5.5 days.
Yeah.
Do I think that's probably happening? Probably not.
Not consistently.
No. So let's see. 7 days. I'm gonna say you eat 3 meals a day. 21 meals. What's 80% of that? So out of what did I say? 7 days, 3 meals. That's 21. What's 21?
If you didn't know, Matt used to be an accountant.
I gotta use a calculator.
That's his background.
So out of 21 meals, 80% of that is 17 meals. So out of 21 meals, you're eating really good 17 of them?
No.
Probably not. I mean, even me, I don't follow the 80. I know I should, but I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna have pizza tonight. I'll probably have a glass of bourbon maybe. I mean, I don't think so. 17 out of 21, that's pretty good.
I think people...
Week over week, too.
I think people forget about the weekends. I think they think they do really good during the week. They're like, I'm killing it. But then on the weekends, you go and you have fun. You have social, and you don't realize how many calories that you consume over the course of that weekend that really then eats into all the progress that you made during the week as well. I think that's where people kind of get a little bit messed up is you have to be super consistent.
That, and I think if they do that, and I used to do this in college a lot, where you just go hard AF on the weekend. You just go hard. Even out of college, when I was still younger, I used to do that. It's man, you're just working for the weekend. And when the weekend hits, you just let all ambitions go and you just go whatever you want. I think people probably overcorrect on Monday.
Yeah.
So they know they're really bad on Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, right? And then they feel like they have to not eat on Monday and Tuesday and restrict themselves. It's really, no, don't do that. Just do what you've been doing. Don't overcorrect, because that's going to get you in trouble over a long period of time, especially if you do that every single Monday or Tuesday. Just go back to what you're doing. Back to what you're doing. I think that's what we say over the holidays too. Just don't overcorrect, and just get back to your normal life.
Yeah, enjoy what happened. Say that was fun, but then Monday I'm going to get back to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Cool.
So I'm going to say fiction.
Fiction. All right, I like that.
I just had math to prove it.
You did have a lot of
math real hard.
You nerded out a little bit, which is
some glasses.
But it was great. Good info. All right, next one. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, fact or fiction? You can lose weight and gain strength at the same time.
I'm going to say fact. I would say it's really hard, depending on a couple things. One, your genetics. Your genetics will play a part in that.
Yep.
2 is really the amount of calories you're eating. So if you're losing weight, hopefully the rate of which you lose weight isn't crazy. Because if you lose a lot of weight very, very quickly, muscle's going to come with that.
Yep.
It's not just fat. Instead of if you slowly taper your fat loss over maybe like 3 months, 6 months, maybe you have a year goal and you slowly, lose that weight over time, you could gain some strength, but it takes a commitment to do that, and not want all of it at once, right? And restricting too much, because if you restrict too much, two things are going to happen. You lose strength in your workouts because you're not getting calories you eat.
Yeah.
And then because of that, with the weight loss, it'll be fat loss and probably muscle loss at the same time. But it is possible. So I'm going to say you can do it, but it's just going to take some commitment and some discipline.
Yeah. And I think the hardest part about that is you can't just snap your fingers and for it to happen.
I wish it was that easy.
I do too. And that's why I think a lot of people are going to like quick fixes.
Yeah.
But if you want to make real progress, and we talk about at Burn Boot Camp all the time, make it a lifestyle. You have to be consistent. And that's also where you learn more too. So, it's not going to happen. I think the biggest takeaway from there is it's not going to happen overnight. You just have to, you have to trust. What do we say at Burn Boot Camp? You have to trust in the process.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Yeah.
If you're out there listening right now and you're on your fat loss journey, I would just say, the mistake most people make is, they're going to back off the calories a little bit, but don't back off the grams of protein you eat. I think if you're gonna lose something, it's going to be a little less carb, a little less fat. But if you want to maintain your strength or even try to get your strength gains up, I would up your protein a little bit, especially if you're consuming less calories. So that's a little tip I'd give you guys.
And it will keep you fuller longer.
Yeah,
for sure.
What else you got?
All right, last one.
Last one?
Last one for this one. All right. Fact or fiction? You shouldn't eat fruit because it has sugar. We love this one, guys.
I wish I could say the F word on this podcast. You shouldn't eat fruit because it has sugar. That is 100% fiction. I don't even know where this comes. This crap comes from. I think it comes from like TikTok and
just false people
social
that don't
media
know
in
what
general.
they're talking about.
I think sugar is sugar, right? I do want to say that. So the same sugar that is in fruit, right, is the same sugar they use that you could just dump it out on a table.
Yep.
I think what the key thing about fruit is there's not too much added sugar. So it's like, man, what are we going to tell people? Like they can't eat fruit anymore. They can't have a glass of wine that has sugar because obviously it's grape. So it's 100% fiction. I think if you're listening to someone that says fruit is bad, that should be the biggest red flag you've ever seen in your life, and stop getting them in your algorithm.
Unfollow.
Kick them out of your algorithm. There's so many other things that are bad for you. To throw fruit in that category is just. It's crazy to me how crazy nutrition has got in giving these people platforms to say those types of things, because people do want to know. And what I get mad about is, there's a consumer at the end of that message who's believing you, and and all these people know that they're saying is not true.
Yeah, they're just pulling out of their booty.
Yeah, so... And you're hurting someone that actually wants to, get their life better, and you're telling them not to eat fruit because it has natural sugar in it. It's just unbelievable to me, and I don't want to give any more attention to those people as possible, other than to call them out.
Yep, let's call them out, Matt.
So
let's do it.
Eat as much fruit as you want.
There you go.
So that's my thing to you.
That was perfect. I think that's a great way to end it.
Fact or fiction? I like it.
Fact or fiction, straight from Matt, our expert in the house.
Good questions.
And if you guys have any other questions, we've actually gotten quite a few emails to the podcast at burnbootcamp.com. It's been people just telling their story, asking questions. We love to hear it. We see them. We want to respond to you. We want to bring them to the podcast. So let us know. So email us and follow us on social. Do all the things. Matt, you want to take us out?
2 claps on 2, 1, 2.
Bye.